So far in Simulink, we've seen problems with exactly one condition. So there will be a problem and it will have only one condition. If that condition satisfies, the machine or anything that the problem says will run. However, today we are going to see a problem which has two conditions, and two conditions it has to be satisfied, only then the machine will run. Okay, so let's get into the problem. Design a Simulink control system for a ventilation fan. The fan should turn on if the humidity exceeds 60% or the carbon dioxide level exceeds 800 ppm. Use two random number generators for the inputs and a logical OR block to implement the control logic. Display the fan's on or off status. So here we have two conditions. One is the humidity. The humidity should be greater than 60% and the CO2 content. So the CO2 content should also exceed 800 ppm for the machine to run. And among these two conditions, we are using a OR logical operator, which means either humidity condition should satisfy or the carbon dioxide content should carbon dioxide condition should satisfy. If either of these two conditions satisfies, then the ventilation fan will be on. So let's use the OR logic here. So now for the mathematical model, we have humidity and carbon dioxide level. So now if humidity condition satisfies and the carbon dioxide content does not satisfy, the machine will turn on because only one condition needs to be satisfied. And similarly, if the humidity condition satisfies and the carbon dioxide level condition also satisfies, then the machine will also be on. And if the humidity condition does not satisfy and the carbon dioxide level condition satisfies, the machine will be on because only one condition needs to be satisfied. And if the humidity condition does not satisfy and the carbon dioxide content does not satisfy, only then the machine will be off. So you can see that around 3/4 of the times the machine is on and only about 1/4 of the time the machine is off. So mostly the machine is or the fan is in on status. So here we are going to simulate this in Simulink, and we have also need to display the fan's on or off status. So I'll tell you how to display the fan's on or off status in Simulink. So let's get to Simulink now. So we have Simulink here. So now as per our problem, we have two variables, two parameters. One is humidity and one is carbon dioxide level. So I need two random number generators for each. One random number generator for each. So for humidity, I'm going to use a random number generator, and for carbon dioxide level, I'm going to use another random number generator. So to get random number generator, go to Simulink, go to, you can, if you don't know where to get the block, you can type the block, or if you know where to get the block, you can get the block. So the random number generator is at sources. So if you go to the sources, you'll find this uniform random number. I'm going to pull this uniform random number here. So now we have a uniform random number. I need one more, so I'm duplicating this. You can also pull, if you don't know how to duplicate, you can also pull this uniform random number from the library. So now I'm going to rename this as random humidity. Random humidity. Similarly, I'm going to rename this block as random CO2 content or random CO2, whichever fits. Random CO2. So for humidity, I'm going to set the limits as 0 to 100 because it is in percentage. We know that the maximum percentage is 100. So I'm setting it at like that. And for random CO2, let's set the minimum as 0 and maximum we can set anything we want. I'm going to set it as 1600 just for my convenience, because the value of CO2 may vary and we don't know the exact upper limit of the value. I'm just setting it as 1600 because the condition we have been given is 800. So I have two, one random humidity and one random CO2. Now I need, for conditions, I need two constant blocks. So for constant block, I'm going to commonly use block and I'm dragging two constant blocks inside the workspace. So one constant block, I'm naming it as humidity and the other I'm naming it as CO2. So in humidity, I'm going to set it as 60 because as per our problem, the value of humidity is 60. The condition for humidity is 60. And similarly for CO2, I'm going to set it as 800. And now it's done. Now what we need to do is we need to check the, check the conditions. So what we need to check here is the humidity should exceed 60% and the carbon dioxide should exceed 800 ppm. So let's use a logical block. So I'm going to go to using a logical operator here. So to use a logical operator, you can go directly to logic and bit operations, and at the bottom you'll find the relational operator. So I'm going to use two relational operators here. So let's configure the first relational operator. So this relational operator will be for humidity. So we know that the humidity should exceed 60%. So I'm double clicking on this. I am changing the relation as greater than. Click apply, click OK. So now I'm going to connect the blocks. I'm connecting the random humidity to one port and the humidity condition to the other port. And now we have completed the humidity condition. Now let's complete the random CO2 condition. So the random CO2 condition also should be greater than 800. So double click on the block and choose greater than. Click apply, click OK. Now let's connect this. Let's connect the blocks. In one port I am connecting the random CO2 and the other I am connecting the 800. So now we have connected all these. Now as per the question, we need to use an OR logic operator. So I'm going to use a logical operator. Logical operator is also found in the logic and bit operations. You'll find this logical operator, and by default the logical operation in this logical operator is AND operation. You can change it by double clicking it, the operator, and you can change it as OR. Now we have the OR operator. Now let's connect the output of both this humidity condition as well as the CO2 condition to this OR operator. So this acts like an logic OR block. So this logical OR block will satisfy only if any one of the condition is true. So now to display the result, I'm going to use a display operator. So you can go to sync. In sync you'll find the display operator. So this display operator essentially is a binary operator. So it shows output as 0 or 1. So it shows output as either 0 or 1. So 0 means the condition is not satisfied and the fan will stay off. And if it is 1, the condition is satisfied and the fan will on. So now to visualize whether the fan is off or on, I am going to use a special block known as lamp. So like the name suggests, this is just a lamp which switches on or shows different lights. So I'm pulling this lamp here into the workspace. So for this lamp, we need to configure this lamp. So double click on the lamp. You'll see this block parameter here. The 0, it indicates green. So let's change the 0 to red, which means the fan is off. I'm sorry. Let's change it one more time. 0, we set it to red color. 0 will set it to red color and give set. Let's add one more state which is 1, which indicates the fan is on, so I'm setting it as green. And now for the signals here, we need to connect what signal we need to check. So for this signals here, I'm selecting the output of OR operator. So the output of OR operator I'm setting here and tick connect, which means the output of OR operator is going to be checked for either 0 or 1. Click OK, and now we are set. So now let's run our simulation. So our simulation is running now. So once the simulation is complete, you will be able to visualize whether the fan is on or off based on the conditions given. So it's compiling, and now it's done. So see, the output of this OR operator is 1, which means the condition here is satisfied. Either the humidity condition is satisfied or the random CO2 condition is satisfied. So since the condition is satisfied and given an output as 1, the fan is switched on, that is, it is in green color. If the condition is not satisfied, the display will show 0 and the fan will show red color. So this is the simulation of ventilation fan with 2 conditions. Thank you guys.